Hello, my name is Mahbouba Rajabi and I am doing another video of my new series, Our New World, documenting the situation with the coronavirus, and we are experiencing a complete new world. Today is the 29th of April, the year 2020. I'm talking to you from Manchester, United Kingdom. We are in the 5th week of lockdown. And not only the UK but other countries also experiencing national lockdown. Due to this contagious virus. There is still no treatment or cure, and the people are communicating using online and internet. As a digital artist, I've been actually looking at different challenges and and how we use the creative platform to get connected, which I'm sure that everybody is try to do that, sort of create a response to coping with this situation. In this video I want to talk about two main things. First is again the self-care, and which I've been mentioning and was the heart of all of my videos, and how we look after our mental health during this crisis. And the second thing is, which is linked to the first one, is the rise of the domestic abuse against women, which is incredibly high. And I just want to talk about that and how and what we can do to actually stop that. So the first point, which was the self-care, I've talked about that in my previous videos, that you need to look after your mental health with very easy tips. So the main one that I talked about was the fact that you go through different emotions, a roller coaster of emotion. You may feel angry, scared, hopeless, worry about future, and you can go through all these feelings. If you ignore that, it would kind of become like a loop in your brain. So you need to process that. And one of them, usually in normal life before the lockdown, was express it. And we've had different ways of expression because we were about to go out and have a social life. Without having that social life, what you need to do, you have to recognize a feeling. And whenever, for example, you have that emotion in a high level, like you're feeling scared and you're feeling worried, distract yourself by very simple thing, like you can watch a video that would make you laugh or make you interested, something that you would like to watch again. So if you do that, or do a little act of distraction that would help your brain on that moment to go to something else, that would allow your brain to process it, and that way you will feel better to cope with it, because you recognize it and you act about it to kind of get rid of that emotion. So that act would allow you to not stay in that sort of emotions. And these sort of distractions and how you would look after yourself and how recognizing these emotions is very important at the moment, because some of the things that you might do for your self-care, which is linked to our life before this virus, which might not be working. Maybe you were doing yoga, meditation, like myself, doing exercise, which is a bit hard because lockdown and feeling exhaustion because of staying at home is something natural and normal, and you might not do the same thing that you used to do before. So just recognizing your emotion and act something to distract it would be a huge impact on your health, and that would allow you to feel good and normal again, not ignoring these emotions. So I hope you do the same. You kind of, as I've told you, you don't need to do anything. Just recognize that emotion and act. Just one of the first thing is that a video that makes you laugh. I'm sure that all of you is on the internet and watching different videos. If there is something that if you watch it a couple of times it would make you smile or laugh, do it, watch it. If there is something, maybe it's a documentary, maybe it's something that you love to watch again. Maybe there's a movie, there is something that if you watch again that would distract you, so do that. Or even grab your favorite drink, even a cup of water. Just go into the window or just step out, listen to the birds, looking at the skies, do something that would make you feel calm and allow that emotion to process. So this is something that I found during the different Zoom meetings, Skype meetings, Hangouts, different platforms that I'm connected with the artists and my friends and family. Talking about it also really worked, and I've got the feedback of people that's really interesting to help us to remind ourselves of that. And again, that's normal that in this situation you have so many things going on. So I hope that tip would be helpful. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was the domestic abuse and violence against women, which has been, it had a very sharp rise. And because the heart of my most of my work was for women and women's rights, I work with Women's Aid Pankhurst Centre, and I'm also a member of the steering group of the International Women's Day in Manchester. And it's very important for me when it comes to something that I've been working for years, and it's completely clear now that this is something that we need to put in priority. We need to act in a higher level in order to make it a stop, in order to find solution for that. And I believe that with the evidence that the history showed us with the women's right, we can do it. We will be able to do something against it, but we have to act, and it must come into the priority, even in government plans, in organizations, something that we all together have to get together and make that change and do these actions. So I'm supporting a charity called Think of Safety, which also is a fundraise for Women's Aid to help women who are suffering the domestic abuse and violence. And I've just wanted to say that this must be the wake-up call for us, that something is also worse than this virus. A woman can survive the virus but not the lockdown if they're living with abusive partner. And for years this was something that women were suffering, and in this situation should be the wake-up call and what we need to put as priority to take action and plan and organize. And this is the time that would allow us to take things more seriously. And when I meant by serious, I know that you might say, okay, everybody was doing the campaign and everything was serious, but it's about taking it into next level. If it's not going to be the priority, if we are not, for example, me with this video, I want to raise as much awareness and take it to as many people, and also to even to I don't know, MPs to think about it, to come with a plan. And we need more people with more thoughts, more ways to actually find that solution. And I've made a video for the Think for Safety that I'm sure that they would share it. And on that video I've shared the 2 strong poem for women that also made me think of how also in literature we use the word women. The position of women is something that it shed a light on, to see that, okay, we see this horrible incident to women, and also what we've been doing is not working, and that's why we see this sharp rise. And the position of women in our even literature, the language we speak about women, and all these grassroots that link to us as the most important part of the society needs to be looked at. And that's why I'm really sort of pushing this, that we need to kind of make the actions in the priority. We need to take what we're doing at the higher level for that. And I believe that we can make a change, because the history and the evidence shows that. And when I've made a documentary for the International Women's Day March, which was 100 years of celebration to rights to vote for women, and look, after 100 years what we achieved, and in the history we see that we can make it, but it needs the proper action. And I've just been kind of having this image of Emily Pankhurst when she wanted to make that right for the women in the society, and that's what we need to do. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.